Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a guide that's all about building something we all need, especially when times get tough. We're talking about a hope that's truly unshakable.
It's a question we've all faced at some point, right? When the challenges just keep piling up and you can't see the way forward. That feeling of hopelessness can be just, overwhelming. We're all looking for some kind of anchor in the storm.
And one potential answer to that search is a structured daily practice. So in this explainer, we're going to be looking at a devotional guide that lays out a path to what it calls a divine and unwavering hope. Let's get into what that really means.
So what is this guide at its core? Well, it frames itself as a journey of faith, once designed to refresh your spirit and, maybe more importantly, deepen your trust day in and day out.
Right from the start, the guide makes a really crucial distinction. The kind of hope it's talking about, it isn't just wishful thinking. It's not that passive, oh, I hope things get better feeling. No, it defines it as an active, confident trust in God's promises and His faithfulness. And that is a huge difference.
This quote from Proverbs really just captures the entire principle. It sets the tone for the whole guide. It's all about making that fundamental shift, moving away from trying to figure it all out on our own, and instead leaning into a deep-seated trust in divine guidance.
Okay, so let's see how this idea of hope actually gets applied. Because this guide isn't just about abstract ideas. It's really designed to give you resilience during some very real, very difficult situations in life.
And these are the exact challenges it's meant to help you with. We're talking about huge things here. Overcoming depression, working through grief, finding a way to succeed during a crisis, or just navigating the immense pressures of life. These are the moments when trust is the hardest, right? When holding on feels almost impossible. And that's exactly where this guide focuses its attention.
So to counter those challenges, the guide points to this powerful promise from Romans. You see how it contrasts the pain we just talked about with this incredible vision of overflowing with hope, joy, and peace, and it all hinges on trust. The key takeaway here is that transformation from struggle to strength.
So, basically, what the guide promises is a living hope, one that actively works in your life. It's not some static idea you just think about, but a dynamic force that actually lifts you up, helps restore you, and strengthens you when you're discouraged.
All right, so that's the what and the why, but how does it all work in practice? This next section breaks down the actual daily method. The key here, and it's a big one, is consistency. This isn't a book you just read once and put on the shelf. It's meant to be a simple, repeatable process that grounds each and every day in faith and encouragement. The daily practice itself is broken down into these 4 main actions. First, you've got the intake, reading and reflecting. Then you move into interaction, praying and journaling, which helps you process what you're learning. The third step is all about output, actually applying it to your life through a specific action. And finally, you close the loop with a mindset of gratitude and expectation. And that expectation is really specific. The guide encourages you to believe that every day, this practice will lead to tangible results, that God will speak, strengthen, heal, guide, and restore. It really frames this daily ritual as an active conversation, not just a passive reading exercise.
So, when you put it all together, what's the ultimate takeaway from this whole approach to building hope? Let's bring it all home.
The entire process is really designed to create a steady spiritual rhythm in your life. Just like a physical habit like going to the gym. The goal is for this daily practice of faith, prayer, and encouragement to become a consistent, grounding force for you.
And that really leaves us with a final question to think about. Putting this specific guide aside for a moment, what would it look like in your own life to intentionally build a daily practice that's centered on hope? That's a powerful thought to reflect on. If you'd like to learn more about the source material we explored today, Hope That Never Fails, all the contact information is right here on the screen. Feel free to pause if you need it. Thanks so much for joining us.